Very good evening. Am I audible and visible? I hope we are able to overcome the technical glitch. Yes, happy evening, everyone. I was checking for the video. I hope I'm visible and audible. Welcome to this YouTube live session, which is episode 38 in the series of NF100. What is NF100? Nikita's FMGE Top 100 topics. Now, let me clarify at the outset that this NF100 series is not only for FMG, but it is for NEET PG, INICT, or for any exam that you are appearing for. Okay, so please watch all the sessions that we have taken so far. Some of them are on YouTube channel, some of them are on the Unacademy app. You'll find the links for all of them in my Telegram channel as a pinned message. All right. And I've got a lot of messages from the FMG students after the results that many questions were from these NF100 episodes. So please try and do this. And also the PDF for the same of the session I have just shared on the Telegram group also, Dr. Nikita's Rat Synapse. So you can get the PDF and you can make the notes as we discuss. Now, are we going to discuss what diameter is there in which presentation? Not exactly, but I'm just going to tell you the easy mnemonics to remember that which diameter is there in which presentation and how much is the measurement of the diameter. Generally, it's a bit of a confusing thing and we tend to forget that. Okay. So Sushita says, ma'am, it's hard to maintain consistency while preparing. Please throw some light. Motivation is the initial one which gets the momentum, which makes us start. But it is consistency, it is discipline which helps us reach the final goal. No matter how much I or anybody else motivate you, it's going to be a temporary effect until and unless you are not internally motivated, until and unless you don't have that burning desire to score good. And when will you get that burning desire to score good in these exams? Is when you will understand the why behind it, right? So why do you have to study for this? How it is going to make a difference in your life if you study, if you don't study, if you get good results, if you don't get good results. So basically, the results that you get out of it, if it is, it gives you a lot of gratification, then I don't think you need that external motivation. So always keep telling yourself why. Why am I doing this? Always remember, why did you start this? And let me tell you that, as time passes, it leaves you with only two things. It's either regret or it is results. So once your exam is over, as soon as you come out of the exam hall, either you are going to have the results, that means you are going to have that satisfaction that I did my best, or you are going to have that regret, you had time but you did not do. So the choice is yours. What do you want to have? Whether you want to have the regrets or you want to have the results, right? Let me tell you one thing, sooner or later, you all have to clear this exam. You have to get into PG. So the sooner you do it, the better it is, right? Okay. So let's start with today's discussion, the fetal skull diameters. Before I start with this, let me tell you that we are starting with the new batches both for FMG 2022 and also for NEET PG 2022 tomorrow. Okay, the new batches, if you missed joining the previous batches, you can join the new batches. And side by side, we are also having the Radiology Plus course going on this month, the Radiology revision for NEET PG FMG students also. We are done with almost everything. So tomorrow we will have a quick revision along with the MCQs, general, nuclear medicine, radiotherapy. Tomorrow, the Plus subscribers, please do not forget to give the test also at 12:30 p.m. You have 20 questions ka test, and these questions would be discussed on 13th in the Plus class at 8 a.m. Okay, so this is for the Plus subscribers. You have a radiology subject-wise test tomorrow, just 20 questions. Discussion would be there on 13th. Okay, so morning you'll have that. And what is the plan for tomorrow 5 p.m. Okay, so tomorrow 5 p.m. we are going to have again the KBMD session, the fast 5 KBMD session like we are having, the mixed bag one. So you will have the next KBMD fast 5 MCQs. What is KBMD? Kaun Banega MD, a live quiz with concepts and cheat codes to get the questions right. Okay. And guys, whenever you are subscribing, if you need a code for additional discount, you can use the code Dr. Nikita Live. And congratulations to all the FMG toppers. We've got some amazing results. Yesterday, the interview with Dr. Saurabh Garg and myself has been published on the YouTube channel. You can check that out to get some insights for the FMG June 2022 candidates. Okay. So let's start with today's class, the diameters. I hope all of you have got the PDF in place. Yes. I hope all of you have got the PDF. Ek minute. Okay. Chalo, let's start with this one. So first we need to know the concepts here. Okay, first we need to know the concepts here. Okay. So the terminologies that we have in the fetal skull, let's first clarify that, because we are going to see the terminologies like suboccipito, Pragmatic, submento, Pragmatic. What is suboccipito? What is submento? What is Pragmatic? What is bregma? Bregma is basically the anterior fontanelle. Okay, so we have the anterior fontanelle, right? We have the posterior fontanelle. Anterior fontanelle is nothing but the bregma. Okay, the part of the fetal skull, very, very important here in between the glabella and your bregma, the anterior fontanelle. Remember that is called as sinciput. Like you have occiput, right? You have occiput, aage you have sinciput. Okay, this part is called as sinciput. What is the vertex part between the anterior and the posterior fontanelle? This is called as the vertex. और ये posterior fontanelle के पीछे का जो part है, that is the occiput. Okay, that is the occiput. Now here posteriorly we have the occipital protuberance. The part below that, below the occipital protuberance, that is the suboccipital region. Okay, below that. What is mentum? Mentum is this, the mandible. The part below the mentum, that is going to be submento part, right? The submental part. So these are the first terminologies that I want each one of you to be clear with. Bregma is the anterior fontanelle. Skull mein you have your sinciput, vertex and the occiput. Sinciput in front of the anterior fontanelle, between anterior and posterior, that is vertex, and behind the posterior fontanelle, it is the occiput. Okay, these are the basic terminologies that we need to know. Now coming to the terminology in obstetrics, what do you mean by presenting part? What do you mean by attitude, denominator and position? So when I say flexion, when I say extension, that is basically the attitude of the fetus. Okay, the attitude is basically the degree of flexion or extension. Attitude matlab fetal parts ka relation to each other. So flexion, extension is basically your attitude. What is the presenting part? The part that is first felt on vaginal examination. Is it vertex? Is it brow? Is it face? So we need to see the engaging diameters in the various presentations. What is denominator? Even these are asked as definitions. Denominator means in the presenting part, what is the bony point? Okay, that is used as the reference point. So you have occiput, you have mentum, and you have frontum. Basically, the bony point that is used as a reference, that is a denominator. And what is position? Position matlab jab hum bolte left occipito anterior. The relationship of the denominator, that is the bony point of the presenting part, where is it lying in the pelvis? Is it left anterior? So like we say left occipito anterior. So that is called as position. Okay, so position, I hope everyone is clear with the definition here. Presenting part, attitude, denominator, and you have the position. Okay, these are the terminologies that we need to know. Now, coming to this one, okay, coming to our mnemonics basically for the fetal skull diameters. So you have a vertex, right? You have a vertex which could be flexed to vertex, completely flexed. It could be partially deflexed or it could be markedly deflexed. Okay? Then you have the face presentation and then you have the brow presentation. इसमें कौन से diameters आते हैं, which is the engaging diameter, and what is the measurement? We are going to learn the tricks for that. Okay, so the tricks to remember this is, सबसे पहले याद रखना कि when you have complete flexion or when you have complete extension, I hope you are able to see this. Complete flexion, complete extension. Flexion when you have, okay, when the fetal skull is flexed. Okay, look at this image. When the fetal skull will be flexed, What will be the presenting part? It's gonna be your vertex. Okay, it is the vertex. Remember, flexion is basically vertex. Okay, be it complete, incomplete, flexion, basically it is your vertex. Okay, and extension is your face. When it is extended, okay, the extended, it's going to be the face. In partial extension, it's going to be the bro presentation, right? The sinciput is going to be there. That is the bro, partial extension. So remember that when you have complete flexion and when you have complete extension. Give me a minute. Okay. So complete flexion and complete extension. What is the presentation basically? Complete flexion and complete extension. Flexion is always going to be vertex. Okay, when it is flexion, it is the vertex. Complete extension, it is the face. How do we remember? Remember when we write face. Okay, when we write face, face is complete extension. Okay, that is how you can remember. This is the first mnemonic. Face मतलब complete extension. ठीक है, तो उसका उल्टा vertex will be inflection. Okay, vertex will be inflection and bro is partial extension. Now, when you have complete flexion or when you have complete extension, the diameters that we have, the engaging diameters that we have, it is suboccipito-brachmatic or it is submento-brachmatic. Okay, so basically remember, please write down the mnemonics as we are discussing this. When it is complete flexion or it is complete extension, basically complete वाले में it is suboccipito or submento-brachmatic, which is the engaging diameter. Remember, complete मतलब sub in Hindi, complete मतलब पूरा मतलब sub मतलब remember suboccipito-brachmatic, S and B, suboccipito-brachmatic, sub and brachmatic. If it is flexion, it is going to be suboccipito-brachmatic क्योंकि flexion मतलब पीछे वाला part आने वाला है. When it is complete extension, it is going to be submento-brachmatic. Okay, so understanding this again, when it is complete flexion or when it is complete extension, complete मतलब sub यानी पूरा यानी sub मतलब S or B. That means it is going to be the subbrachmatic diameter, which is the engaging diameter. Now, it could be suboccipito-brachmatic or it could be submento-brachmatic. Thinking logically, suboccipito, पीछे वाला comes in the flexion. So, this is in complete flexion. This is going to be submento, that is complete extension. Okay, that is complete extension. Is this clear with everyone so far? So we have seen two mnemonics till here. One is complete extension is the face, right? That's the face. Complete extension is face. And then we have seen complete wale mein, it is subbrachmatic diameters. Occipito in the complete flexion and submento-brachmatic in the complete extension. And also look at the measurement. Both of these measure 9.5 centimeters. Okay, both of these measure 9.5 centimeters. Okay, they measure 9.5 centimeters. So look at this one. When you say brachmatic diameters, okay, brachmatic diameters, count the number of alphabets in brachmatic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the brachmatic diameters, be it suboccipito-brachmatic or submento-brachmatic, remember they are going to be 9 wala because it's 9 lettered. So it is 9.5. Okay, so the brachmatic diameters are 9.5. Okay, the brachmatic diameters are 9.5. After that, in the presentation here, now जब आपका attitude change होगा fetus का from complete flexion suboccipito, that means ये occiput के नीचे subocciput and it is brachma means the anterior fontanel, so it is suboccipito-brachmatic diameter, you can see 9.5. Face in the complete extension wala, you have submento-brachmatic, mentum के नीचे, that is submento, going to the anterior fontanel, it is brachma. Stay there, because in the last slide, I'm going to ask you all the diameters. What is this diameter and what is the measurement? So we are going to have this, okay, we are going to revise this, all right? Now the next one that we have, this is submento pragmatic. Pragmatic diameters are 9.5. Pragmatic is 9 alphabets, so it is 9.5. Okay, be it submento pragmatic or be it suboccipito pragmatic. Right. Now going to the next one. When you have partially deflexed vertex or when you have deflexed vertex. Because many times what will happen, you will just get the image like this of the fetal skull and they might just mark the diameter and they might ask you what would be this attitude of the fetus with this diameter, or the other way round you can have the question, image based questions. Remember that whenever it is flexion, okay, whenever it is your deflexed, be it partially deflexed or completely deflexed, it is going to be your frontal diameter, okay, be it complete deflection or partial deflection, okay, partial deflection or marked, that means almost complete deflection. Remember, deflection is going to be your frontal wala diameter, okay, it's gonna be your frontal. It could be your suboccipitofrontal or it could be occipitofrontal. Now, how do we remember this? एक तो हमने याद किया कि deflection, okay, what did we learn here? Deflection is frontal diameter. If it is partial, partial matlab a part. Sub, when we say, sub means a part of complete, right? When you say in English sub, means it's a part of it. Remember, suboccipitofrontal. Frontal means deflexed. Sub means a part. That means it is partially deflexed. When you say occipitofrontal, occipitofrontal, frontal means deflexed. O means complete. It's a complete circle. So it is complete or a marked deflexed. Okay. So a deflexed vertex, you can see here, this is the occipital protuberance. So this is occipito. And going to here the glabella, that is your occipitofrontal. This one is below the occiput. This is suboccipito and it is your suboccipitofrontal. Going between this, the bregma and the glabella. This is suboccipitofrontal. Clear with everyone? So what is the next mnemonic that we have learned here? Let me just write it down here so that we can revise it towards the end. Okay, so what did we learn here? Whenever it is deflection, okay, whenever it is deflection, it is gonna be your frontal wala diameter. If it is partial deflection, right? If it's partial deflection, partial means suboccipito. Okay, it's gonna be a part of complete circle. So it's suboccipitofrontal. When it is marked deflection or complete deflection, complete means pura, deflection means frontal. So it is going to be occipitofrontal. So suboccipitofrontal and occipitofrontal. Clear with everyone? Now what is the diameters of this? Diameters of this is, the first that we read is 9.5. 9.5 is your pragmatic wala, right? Suboccipito-pragmatic. After 9.5, it is 10 and 11.5. Okay, 9 के बाद आता है 10, उसमें हम 0.5 नहीं लिखेंगे. Then it comes 11, we add a 0.5. Remember, it's 10 and 11.5. So look at this one. Suboccipitofrontal, incomplete flexion, that is partially deflexed, it is 10. After 9.5, 10. Occipitofrontal, it is 11.5. So as the deflection increases, the diameter is increasing. Okay, remember, as the deflection is increasing, the diameter is increasing in your suboccipito-occipito diameters. All right. The one diameter that we have already seen here, submento-pragmatic. Submento is your face presentation. Okay, always in the face, it is your submento which will form a part of the face presentation. Face matlab submento aayega. Okay. Now it is submento-pragmatic or submento-vertical. Pragmatic, we said it's your complete extension. Incomplete extension, it is going to be submento-vertical. So the next one to be remembered here. Okay, so the next one to be remembered here, whenever it is the face presentation. Face presentation always will have submento as a part of the diameter. It could be submento vertical or it could be submento pragmatic. Okay, submento vertical or submento pragmatic. Pragmatic we have already seen. Submento pragmatic, it is your complete extension, right? It is complete extension. So submento vertical is going to be incomplete extension. Okay, incomplete extension. Diameters we have seen for submento pragmatic. Pragmatic is 9 letters, 9.5. This is going to be 11.5. Similar to your occipit wale diameters, you had 9.5, 10 and 11.5. तो इसका 9.5 ये आ गया आपका सबमेंटो ब्रेगमेटिक, इसका 11.5 दिस इज सबमेंटो वर्टिकल. क्योंकि हमारा ये एक्सटेंशन में सिर्फ हम ये दो देख रहे हैं फेस वाले में, इनकम्प्लीट एंड कंप्लीट. Here you have marked also which is added in the vertex presentation. Okay, and this is the one which is very frequently asked, that is the bro presentation. The diameter is mento-vertical and it's the largest diameter if you see. It is 14 centimeters. Okay, bro is basically partial extension. ठीक है, तो ये बीच का है. bro वाला जो रहेगा सिंसिपुट वाला वो रहेगा बीच का. That means partial extension. Okay, this partial extension. And remember it is mento-vertical. Okay, it is mento-vertical. The next point to be remembered here, okay, look at this one. Okay, this is a mnemonic to be remembered. This is basically BMW. We write it as BMW ke jagah, it is BMV. So basically in bro presentation, it is your mento-vertical diameter. Okay, that is BMV or BMW. So bro is mento-vertical. Okay, vertical, you can write W. And remember, BMW is the largest car. Okay, it is the largest car that we know, at least for our mnemonics. It is the largest one. So remember, largest diameter, mento-vertical, bro presentation, it is 14 centimeters. Rest of them we saw 9.5 and 11.5. This is directly 14 centimeters, right? Remember, it is 14. 14, like it's your 14th of February, you would want your Valentine gift to be BMW, right? बहुत सपना है, बहुत बड़ा सपना है, but imagine it like that. So on 14th of February, you expect a gift that is a BMW. Okay, that is BMV. Bro is mento-vertical. It is 14 centimeters. Okay, it's 14 centimeters. So the next one that we learned here is basically, okay, so what do we have? BMW, that is in bro presentation, it is mento-vertical. Okay, mento-vertical, and it is the largest car that we know. On when do we want it as a gift? On 14th of February, that is 14 centimeters. Okay, it is 14 centimeters. Clear with everyone? So I think that one table we have completed, a very, very important table, but many of us struggle to remember. Quickly revise kare. So what all did we learn? So when it is complete flexion or complete extension, basically complete matlab sub. So it is sub-pragmatic diameter. Okay, it is sub-pragmatic diameter. It could be sub-occipital-pragmatic. It could be sub-mento-pragmatic. Occiput matlab पीछे वाला. It is complete flexion, and sub-mento is your face wala. That is complete extension. And what is the diameter of your pragmatic diameters? What is the measurement? It is 9.5 centimeters. So both of them is 9.5 centimeters. Okay, both of them is 9.5 centimeters. Right? Then we saw that what is the presentation जो हमारा complete अगर extension होता है, it is face presentation. Right? It is face presentation complete. And even incomplete extension, it is face presentation. And whenever it is face presentation, what is the diameter in face presentation? It is submento. What submento it could be? It could be submento vertical. It could be submento pragmatic. Right? If it is submento pragmatic, that is going to be your complete extension. Submento vertical is going to be incomplete extension. Submentobrachmatic, the measurement would be 9.5 क्योंकि brachmatic is 9. This is going to be 11.5, right? This is going to be 11.5. Then what do we have in vertex presentation mein? If it is deflection, when it is deflection, always with deflection, it is your frontal which comes in the diameter. If it is partial deflection, right? If it is partial, that means a part, it is suboccipitofrontal. If it is marked deflection or complete deflection, complete matlab 0, pura circle, and it is occipitofrontal. What is the diameter? 9.5 के बाद 10, फिर आएगा 11.5. The diameter increases. So this is 10 and this is 11.5 centimeters. And the last one we saw, it is your BMW, largest 14, bromemento-vertical. Okay, bromemento-vertical. So that were your diameters that we have seen. Let us quickly revise this. So if I ask you what is this diameter, from a point below the occiput where it meets the neck to the center of anterior fontanelle, that is brachma. So below the occiput, suboccipito-brachmatic, 9.5 centimeters. Where is this the engaging diameter? In your complete flexion, right? Suboccipito-brachmatic. Tell me this one. Occipitofrontal, from occipital protuberance to the glabella. This is occipitofrontal, 11 centimeters. What presentation is this one? I mean, what is the attitude of the fetus here? What is the attitude of the fetus here? It is occipitofrontal. Occipito-O means complete or marked. Frontal means deflection, right? The attitude would be complete deflection. 13.5 some books है या कुछ बोलते हैं आपका 14 सेंटीमीटर्स. 13.5 नहीं था, ये क्या था? मेंटो वर्टिकल, वर्टिको मेंटल हमने देखा, ये नहीं देखा. ठीक है, इसको मैं स्किप करती हूँ. Submentobrachmatic, whenever you see S and B, it is your complete, and when it is mento, it is face wala, it is complete extension. So here it is going to be complete extension, right? Submentobrachmatic. Now coming to your transverse diameters, biparietal, bitemporal and bimastoid. Which is the smallest diameter of the skull? Overall also if I ask you, आगे AP में या transverse में, remember the smallest 7.5, that is bimastoid diameter. Okay, the smallest is the bimastoid. So in the transverse diameter, to remember in ascending order, which is small, which is large, remember this MTP. Okay, remember MTP. That is bimastoid, bitemporal and biparietal. क्योंकि biparietal सबसे ज्यादा है, जो हमारा सबसे ज्यादा बाहर है protuberance, parietal eminence, वहां से diameter, that is the largest, which is 9.5. Okay, which is 9.5. तो जो हमारे आगे पीछे वाले डायमीटर स्टार्ट हो रहे थे, suboccipitobrachmatic, submentobrachmatic, ये this is the largest in the transverse, that is 9.5. Like in the antero-posterior diameters, let me zoom this so that you can see this. Okay, we saw 9.5 and 11.5, right? 9.5, next number 10, but we do not add 0.5. Next number is 11, then we add 0.5, right? Similarly here, we start with 7.5, next number 8, we do not add 0.5, next number 9, we add 0.5. Remember, this is MTP, bimastoid, bitemporal, and this is biparietal. Let me write it down again to clarify this. So, like in the AP वाले diameters, जो engaging diameters में हमने देखे, we wrote 9.5, 10, and 11.5. Right? 9.5 was suboccipitobrachmatic or submentobrachmatic. Right? 10 was your suboccipitofrontal, and this was occipitofrontal. Any other diameter 11.5 which we saw antero-posterior वाले में engaging diameters? Any else which was 11.5? Submentovertical, right? Your submentovertical, right? Similarly here in the transverse, start with 7.5, next number 8, next number 9.5. This is MTP. So this is bimastoid diameter. This is bitemporal diameter and this is biparietal diameter. So if asked which is overall the smallest diameter of the fetal skull, This is the smallest, bimastoid, 7.5. Which is the largest transverse? This is 9.5, parietal. Which is the largest overall? BMW. That is your mento vertical. Okay, that is the one which is the largest. It is 14 centimeters. Okay, it is 14 centimeters. Okay. So these were the diameters that we have seen. Now coming to the discussion here. Okay, coming to your assessment time here. Now tell me, what is this first diameter here? The first diameter that you see this, which is the diameter, what is the measurement, and what is going to be the attitude, what is the presentation? What is this first diameter here? Absolutely right. So this one is going here to the bregma, the anterior fontanel, right? So this is bregmatic, and this is going occipital protuberance ke niche. So the first one here is suboccipitobregmatic. When it is suboccipitobregmatic, sub matlab complete, right? SB matlab complete. Occipito means it is complete flexion. That is the attitude. The presentation is going to be your vertex. And what is the diameter measurement? Bregmatic is 9.5 centimeters, right? Very good. Absolutely right. Let's have a look at the second one. What is the second diameter? This is the second diameter that we see here. What do you think is this one? The second diameter that is shown here is which one? Very correct. It is below the occipital protuberance. So this is suboccipito, right? This is suboccipito frontal, right? This is not bregmatic. So suboccipito frontal. Frontal means it is deflexed. Suboccipito means it is partially deflexed, right? Partially deflexed. All this is again vertex presentation. What will be the diameter? Very good. After 9.5, it is 10. Third diameter here. What do you think is the third diameter here? This is from the occipital protuberance here, frontal. So this is occipitofrontal. When it is occipitofrontal, frontal means deflexed. Occiput O0, that is complete. It is complete or marked deflexed. It is again vertex. This is 11.5. 9.5 and 11.5. Let us have a look at the fourth one. What do you think is this fourth one? What is the fourth diameter here? Very good. So all of you are answering very correctly. What is the fourth diameter? This is the number 4 here. This part of the skull here in between the two fontanelles, this is basically your vertex, right? This one is your sinciput. This is the occiput. So ये वाला कौन सा है? Is it submentovertical or it is mentovertical? This is right from the mentum. Submento will be here below the mentum. So this is mento and this is submento. So this is submento going to the eminence of a Voltica. So this is mentovertical. Where do we see mentovertical? MVMW. That is BMW. So this is going to be bro. This is basically your partial extension. And it is the largest diameter BMW, 14 centimeters, right? It's your 14 centimeters. Fifth and sixth. Where is the fifth one? This is the fifth. Mentum के नीचे submento bregma पे जा रहा है. So this is submento bregmatic. When it is sub SB bregma, it is your complete wala, right? It's your complete. Complete what? Complete extension. Complete extension means face presentation, right? And bregma wale ka diameter kya hota hai? It is 9.5 centimeters, right? 9.5. Then you have submento vertical, right? The last one, it is submento vertical. Whenever it is submento, it is your face presentation. Whenever it is face, it is extension. If it is not bregmatic, it is vertical. That means it is incomplete extension. What is the measurement? What is the measurement? 9.5 के बाद यहाँ पे आता है direct 11.5. Okay, it is 11.5 centimeters. So this is given all here. Okay, the diameters with the length have been given. I hope this is now clear. And it's easy to remember the various diameters. Remember, in the transverse diameters, it is MTP, 7.5, 8, and 9.5. Okay, the bimastoid, bitemporal, and the biparietal. Okay, the most common engaging diameter, which is the most common, it is submentobregmatic, right? It is submentobregmatic, that is 9.5, because it's the flexion, it's a complete flexion, which is very common. Okay, it is a complete flexion, which is the most common thing, the favorable for normal vaginal delivery. Okay, so I hope this is now easy, guys, but trust me, if you don't revise it, keep hammering it to your brain till the time it becomes like a reflex. If you keep revising it 2 times, 3 times frequently, then you will not forget. But if you don't revise this, then trust me, not only you, even I will forget these mnemonics. So very, very important to keep revising this so that you remember this not only till the exam, but even after that. Okay, even after that. Okay. So that was about this, the fetal skull diameters. We will have the next on maternal pelvis as well. Right, the next NF100 we'll have on maternal pelvis, the diameters and the types of maternal pelvis. And tomorrow 5 p.m. I'll see you on the app for a free class. KBMD Kaun Banega MD, Fast 5 mixed bag. Let's see who wins in the tomorrow's Kaun Banega MD. Use code Dr Nikita Live to join the free live classes. And the plus subscribers, I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. for the revision of radiology. Okay, the plus and iconic subscribers. So thank you so much, everyone. And take care, keep studying, keep revising, and keep winning. Thank you.